Two down here in the seventh inning with the Red Sox on top 7-5, and it brings up Adrian Gonzalez, who sold for 2 with a sac fly to right field in the fifth inning, a ball that was hit well, but Giancarlo Stanton made the running catch, and picking up an RBI was Gonzalez, his 36th RBI of the season.
And I'm wondering if Dustin Pedroia might have really hurt that thumb a little bit on that last swing. It looked like he was shaking his right hand as he was heading back toward the Red Sox dugout. Take a look at Dustin Pedroia as I think he's jammed a little bit on that, and as he heads back to the dugout, he's kind of shaking his hand. And that's the throwing hand. That's the hand that obviously kept him out of the lineup.
Two and one the count to Adrian Gonzalez. David Ortiz waits on deck. Two down here in the seventh inning. Sliced foul off to the left into the grandstand. Well, for over 100 years, Gulf Oil and the Boston Red Sox have been proud to be a part of American history. Moving forward, Gulf is thrilled to serve as the official electricity supplier to Fenway Park as it celebrates its 100th birthday. From one legend to another, congratulations. Two to Adrian Gonzalez. Again fouled off to the left, out of play. Five in a row retired now by Marlins pitching. And a swing and a foul tip held onto by John Buck. Strike 3. Gonzalez retired and the seventh through 7-5 Boston.
Six runs charged against Eovaldi, the starter. 4 more charged against Zambrano, and 1 more charged against Ryan Webb. 11-4 Dodgers. Ellis 2 for 2, 2 singles and a walk. Right. One ball and 1 strike. Ellis is the 8th man to come to the plate. On deck, Juan Uribe. He would bat for Brandon League. 1-1. In the dirt to the screen, 2-1 the count. Randy Choate gets up in the Dodger bullpen. Randy getting ready. He will be the 5th Dodger pitcher. 2-1. 2-2. They certainly play A.J. Ellis to go the other way. Ruggiano shading him to right center. Peterson way over to the left. They give him almost all of straightaway left field. Stanton up a little bit in right. And that'll do it for A.J. So he had a couple of hits and strikes out. Luis Cruz got himself an infield single and then got on the merry-go-round. Dodgers score 5 and lead 11-4.
He scored 4 runs. The Marlins have a couple of home runs, but the story has been Toronto's offense and a quick strike offense. They chased Anibal Sanchez out of here after 3 1/3 innings. Chad Gaudin came into the ball game, and Gaudin pitched an inning and 2/3. Ryan Webb gave up 5 runs in the 6th, and Webb is still out there.
Seems like Brett Lawrie has batted every inning, just about. This is his 5th at bat, though. And each time he's reached base, 3 hits, a walk, he's scored 4 runs tonight.
Between innings, we were listening to and singing along with one of our favorite pop hits in the last couple of years from one of the best fielding shortstops of all time, who is in the building tonight, though he's not singing tonight. Omar Vizquel. Broadway is dark tonight.
45 years old, still picking it, still getting a start every now and then.
Yeah, and he was playing the last couple of years for Ozzie Guillen in Chicago with the White Sox, and actually playing pretty well. Spot starter, utility infielder, played some third base, played some shortstop. Lawrie swings and misses.
Snow will get the answer, and there's the answer. Cole Hamels is going to go back out there for the 9th inning.
And why not? I mean, Hamels, as dominant as he's been, is right at 100 pitches. One is foul back. Toyota trend for tonight. Miami's won 5 straight against the Phillies in this building. They swept the 3-game series at the end of June.
The Marlins have played the Phillies well. 6-3 in the first 9 games this year.
Not the case last year. The Phillies dominated Miami.
And remember, it was kind of strange the way the season series started this year. The Marlins played 2 series in Philadelphia before the Phillies actually came here.
One and two to Hamels. Breaking ball, strike 3 call. Now Hamels will toss the bat in the helmet and come out and try to finish the shutout.
Back-to-back hits to start the inning against Webb. Now Cody Ransom.
It's so important to answer when the Marlins put up 3 to get close. You've got to get right back at it, put runs on the board, and keep that momentum. And the Brewers able to do that. And because Ruggiano didn't hit the cutoff man, Ricky Weeks in scoring position.
Cody Ransom is 1 out of 2 today, a single and a walk. Ransom making his 26th start of the year with the Brewers. Getting the call at the shortstop position, which is where he has played the most. He's played a little third base and 1 game at first base. Maybe start a second as well. He's only hitting 170 as a Brewer since being picked up from the Diamondbacks, but he's hit 3 homers and 15 RBIs in Milwaukee blue as he goes down on strikes. First out of the inning.
To Yuri Perez on third base. That's all he has to do is get it anywhere in the outfield for a sacrifice fly.
Espinosa 2 for 4 career against Webb. Taking a strike, 87. Chad Tracy next for Jesus Flores. The Nats do have 2 other catchers, obviously Kurt Suzuki and Sandy Leon.
Webb pretty deliberate to the plate. Ian Desmond has a chance to steal second base right here.
He's going, and the Marlins will let him have second base. That's got to be a stolen base. And for Ian Desmond, number 17.
Yeah, check out the jump. Webb pretty long to the plate, long delivery. No throw by John Buck, and now the winning run, the go-ahead run, I should say, is on second base in scoring position.
That forces the infield to play in. They're really shallow. Murphy and Reyes on the left side. Lee even with a bag at first, and then a little bit deeper is Donovan Solano, the second baseman. I think Reyes wants to bring him in now, and here he comes.
Wheels are turning. Do you walk Danny Espinosa with first base open right here, or do you just pitch carefully to him? Or do you go right after him?
Espinosa more of a strikeout guy than Chad Tracy. Strike 2. 96.
Pull swing, little sink to it. That guy stick your nose in there and fight.
Espinosa just got a piece of that baseball.
Pretty good slider from Webb down and in. Espinosa just nicks that one to stay alive. Careful if you try to throw a better one right here. The wild pitch is in play.
On a ball tailing away, Danny able to get a piece of that one. The Nats have trailed 3-0, 5-3, 6-3, 6-5 now with only 1 out here in the 8th.
I would imagine the contact play is on at third base with the speed of Yuri Perez. Anything on the ground, he should be going.
Three fouls in a row by Danny Espinosa.
Shortened his swing up right there, trying to put the ball in play.
Zimmerman has homered for 2 runs in this inning. 2 hits, a ground ball, a stolen base later. The Nats 90 feet away from tying it. Espinosa called out on a fastball. 2 outs. Chad Tracy will bat for Jesus Flores.
And John Buck ran out there and said, let's try that front hip sinker. It was a good one. Started on the inner half, ran back down the middle, strike 3 looking.
Game now in the 7th for David Ross.
Last 2 years for Dan Uggla against his old club. 32 RBIs, 10 more than the next closest opponent.
And 18 of his 77 RBIs this year against the Marlins. He continues doing this. Boy, what a big threat that's going to be in the Braves postseason. Dan's never played in the playoffs. Well, he's eagerly awaiting that chance. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yes, it is.
Freeman and Uggla now the base runners. As Randy St. Clair, the Marlins pitching coach, looks on. Another long inning for the Atlanta offense. Now 3-1.
We're talking about the Braves clinching the home field advantage for the wild card. I mean, I believe the wild card came into existence in '95 when the Braves won the World Championship because they played the Rockies in Colorado the first 2 games of that playoff. The Rockies were the wild card team. Think about 1993 when the Braves won 104 games and the Giants 103. The Giants didn't go anywhere.
Right. You get mixed reviews on how broadcasters, players, managers, coaches like or dislike that one-game play-in game, as it were. But from a TV standpoint and a fan interest standpoint, it's going to be huge. A one-game shootout to live or die in the postseason. It's an automatic Game 7, if you will. As Ross takes the call at 3rd strike. 2 big innings for the Braves batsmen tonight. A 4-run 4th, a 2-run 7th. It's now a 6-2 Braves game. A big night for Dan Uggla. 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Inskeep grabs the bat. Chad Durbin pitches an inning of 1-hit baseball. Eric had a pinch hit single in the 7th last night. He was joking about that before the game, Joe. He said it was one of those bloopers, and he hasn't had many of them.
Well, you're due a few of those. Even things out when you hit line drives at people. Eric just doesn't get many infield hits or bloops. Take every one of them.
Guy throws hard. That was at 94 at the knees, or somewhere close to the knees.
Well, I'll tell you, he was terrific out in San Diego as a setup guy. He and Mujica were really nasty 1-2 guys in the setup area for the Padres. That's why the Marlins made the deal for Maben to get them.
And if I'm not mistaken, he was setting up Heath Bell. And who would have thought it? You have Webb, you have Mujica, and you have Heath Bell, but pitching in Miami. And instead of that trio duplicating their success in San Diego, it's been a disaster in South Florida. They didn't
quite go as well on the East Coast as it was going on the West Coast.
Mojica now a St. Louis Cardinal. As Joe mentioned earlier, they traded him at the deadline for Zach Cox, a third baseman, a #1 pick. Marlins are looking for a long-term solution at third base. And Zach Cox was blocked by David Freese in St. Louis.
Well, you can never count out the Cardinals, as everybody learned last year. They're in third place, and nobody's talking much about them behind Cincinnati and the Pirates, but they're only 7 out. And I'm sure a lot closer than that in the wild card. I'm not sure how far out they are in the wild card.
Hinske takes one over the inside corner and disagrees with the call, but he's the second out.
Just shaved that inside line.
On Sunday, Mark Burley and Aaron Harang. Right now, Ryan Webb coming out. Ryan Webb is a big fella. He's 6'5", about 230, out of Clearwater, Florida. One of the things you see to note, only 2 home runs allowed in 48 innings. The bullpen has gone 40-some-odd innings without allowing a home run. And talking about home runs, here's Hanley Ramirez. Struck out, hit a 2-run home run, and hit into a double play. 2 on, nobody out, a walk and 3 singles. Add 2 to give the Dodgers an 8-4 lead. Oh and 1. Ryan Webb faced Ramirez in the series in Miami. Ramirez 1 for 2 against him, plus a walk. They have moved to the top of the 8th inning. Up north, Giants 5, Braves 3. No swing. Sergio Romo got 2 outs in the 8th inning, but now they brought in Javier Lopez to face Jason Howard as the tying run at the plate. And Lopez, who is incredible, he is the toughest left-hand reliever against left-hand batters in all of baseball, and all he did was strike out Jason Hayward. If you don't think so, ask Andre Ethier. 1-1. 1-2. That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So Ryan Webb at 6'5" comes in and tries to restore order. Victorino walked. Ellis singled him to third. Kemp singled home Victorino. Ethier singled Kemp to second, and 1-2 count on Ramirez. And that's going to go foul, but boy, did he unload. It was foul immediately. 1-2. Pretty sharp-looking shoes on Ryan Webb. You see the front of those shoes when he stands on the mound. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Red, white, and black. One and two to Hanley Ramirez. And pop foul behind the plate. Brantley to the screen. It's on the other side. 8 runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Marlins. It's been Eovaldi, Godin, Zambrano, and now Webb for Ozzie Guillen. The Dodgers with Billingsley, Wright, Elbert, and League. To repeat, Chad Billingsley, had to leave with a tender elbow in the 4th inning. Nice save by Brantley. Fastball in the dirt. And at 95. So Rob doing a good job behind there. 2-2 the count to Hanley Ramirez. Luis Cruz on deck. So Hanley killing worms, and it's still 2-2. Ramirez hitting .261, hit his 20th home run with a man aboard to give him 79 runs batted in. Two and two. And there goes Kemp, and it's fouled at the plate. So Matt just took off. Ethier was not going until long after Kemp was halfway to third, and then Andre thought, whoops, maybe I better go too, and he's looking over at Davey Lopes as if to say, did I miss something? Andre holds his hands out. He is a little confused, or at least he was. Two and two the count to Hanley Ramirez. Kemp is not going, and it's fouled away again. Of course, when you look at Kemp and you look at Ethier, Andre Ethier has stolen 2 and been caught 1. Matt Kemp has stolen 7 out of 10. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A little pressure on Rob Brantley, having seen Kemp go once. Ozzie turned down mouth, so a little unhappy. 2 and 2 to Ryan Webb. Fouled away again. And it's not as if he's throwing soap bubbles up there. Ryan Webb is hitting 95 with a 2-seam fastball. Again, Kemp at second, Ethier at first, nobody out. So far, this has been a 10-pitch at bat with 8 fouls. Oh, the big slider, and down goes Hanley. Boy, that thing broke from me to you. Look at this. Starts there, way out there. So here comes Cruz after all those fastballs.
15, 20 years ago, gone 8 and stayed in there. For a guy like Ricky Nolasco, one of the things you like about Ricky is he generally can pitch to the score, pitch to the situation, and has a track record in the minor leagues and in the big leagues of getting wins. And yet there are some pitchers, some really good pitchers, who have lower ERAs that don't get those wins. So that's my answer. What's your answer?
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good answer. I'm kind of about right there with you. And you think about today's one of the big stats that they go to arbitration with is this quality start stat, that theoretically you could have a guy make 30 quality starts in a year and have a 4.5 ERA. Because if you're 6 innings of pitching with 3 earned runs or less, so he give up 3 runs in 6 innings, which is 4.5 ERA, and be considered a quality start.
How long has arbitration been in baseball?
Good question. Probably since
80s.
80s, yeah.
I think that along with the new sabermetric stats, an old-fashioned stat that has grown, if you will, in stature, so to speak, is innings pitched. Guys now that get over 200 innings pitched, that is worth something in arbitration. That's worth something to a team now. Whereas maybe not so much.
There used to be relievers that would get 200 innings pitched, back in the 70s, 80s. I mean, they had 4-man rotations, and often guys would go 250, 300 innings in a year. Now 200 innings is considered a workhorse.
2-2 is flipped foul and out of play. And I think there's value to a pitcher that takes the ball and doesn't want to give it back.
When I was playing, well, I faced him toward the end of my career, but Jack Morris was considered one of those guys that, like you said, pitch to the score. His team might give him 4 runs early on, and he might let you get 3, but you're not getting any more than that because he really knew how to pitch to the score. And, you know, we're talking about a guy that won a lot of games, but it wasn't a real attractive ERA.
I think the bottom line is when a pitcher goes to arbitration, he's going to present the best numbers he has, whether it's wins or losses or ERA or innings pitched. Swing and a miss by Ian Desmond. Home Depot doing more on defense. The Phillies.
You know what? Sometimes when I head out west, I don't take the razor with me. But the problem now is that awesome mustache is very gray. But then I usually just go to Keith Hernandez, who has a free supply of Just for Men, and touch it up, and everything's in shape.
And a good mustache.
Yeah.
Webb misses in. Marlins pen. Dunn and Zambrano. NWF_Marlin. He's often on the Twitter feed. Notice that Joey Cora at times conveys signals to the catcher. Do a majority of teams use the bench coach or manager for signals? The signals that come from the bench to a catcher 99% of the time are not calling pitches. They are relaying throw to first, pitch out, step off. It usually has to do with the running game.
Yeah, and most of the time it's the bench coach, but every once in a while, just to decoy a little bit, the bench coach might be doing things, but those aren't the signs. They're maybe coming from somebody else.
Check swing and a foul tip. Second time we've seen that happen tonight. Brantley has held both of them. And Bianchi is out.
Boy, some good pitches. A couple of nice outs recorded so far by Ryan Webb. Nice slider there to get Bianchi.
Jose Reyes took a hit away from him. And that's on the corner. Good for Mark DeRosa. First 3 RBI game in 3 years. Jesus Flores, 18 RBIs on the year. And that'll be strike 2. So the Nats in the first inning sent 8 men to the plate. 9 here in the fourth, and John Lannon could bat again. Counts 1-2 to Jesus. And they jam him to strike him out. Huge inning for Washington. Tacking on 3 more runs. It's 7-1.
Negotiating already.
Ryan Webb is in the ball game. Webb works to John Mayberry Jr. He leads off the ninth. And Webb misses down low. You've got Mayberry, Franzen, and Kratz for the Phillies. Webb takes over. The Marlins got 5 innings out of Nathan Eovaldi, 2 innings out of Carlos Zambrano. Zambrano gave up a run. Eovaldi giving up 3 runs, 2 of them earned. There's a breaking ball for a strike. Let's check in upstairs with Craig Minervini. Craig?
Rich, you're getting a little movement here. We're up to 6,000 on the road trip with the Marlins, but we also wanted to talk about the reverse road trip, which is only 3,500 now. This is the trip where you, right here in Miami, you get a 3-night stay at the Clevelander. You'll get tickets to all the games in special seats for the Phillies-Marlins series at the end of the season here. That's 2 Diamond Club tickets for the Friday game, 2 Clevelander tickets in the Clevelander where you guys are now for the Saturday game, and then 2 tickets in the owner's suite for the Sunday game. Meet and greet with your favorite player, behind the scenes tour. You'll also get a couple of passes to watch batting practice, and right now it's at $3,500. Also Marlins goodie bag will throw in, and the number is 305-480-FISH, 305-480-3474. The bucket list is up to $6,700, and the boat bash up to $4,500. Rich, your bid is still on the board.
Hey, that's outstanding. If I get that for $4,500, I'm a happy guy.
I want to tell you that Dave Van Horn calling the game somehow. Take a look at that. The Hall of Famer himself is on the board for the bucket list experience.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
DVH. That's outstanding. Strike 3 called. Webb strikes out John Mayberry. Starting pitchers for tomorrow night. Just to get you ready for game 2 of the series. Here they come.
Beach. Does the manager have to make the pitching change, or can another coach make the change? No, the manager doesn't have to make the change.
And there are times where a pitching coach will make a change. Tolley now, and he takes in. We even have people wanting to know how the Hurricanes are going to do in Chicago against Notre Dame this Saturday. Kathleen from North Florida wanting to know. Well, if their offense, if the defense can play as well as the offense, then they got a shot. It's great to see that old rivalry renewed. Here's the 1-1. Tolley doesn't like it. He and Rob Drake discuss it. Lewis at third. Hairston at second. Baxter. And that's why Tolley was upset. You see how far the pitch missed by. Hey, it's game 161 for the umpires too.
Tolley's had a couple of those called on him tonight.
David wants to know. First he says congrats on another full season. Are you guys excited to see the new Astros logo and colors? Do you know what it will look like? I have not seen the new logo leaked like the Marlins logo, or parts of it were leaked.
I'm sure it will be, though. Somebody usually gets a hold of that stuff.
From the logo police. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball, and Webb leaves him loaded in the top of the 10th. 3-3 still.
The Dodgers hang a high 5. What was interesting on that, it didn't look like they were going. Then Ethier took off, and then Kemp took off just a hair ahead of Ethier. And we mentioned earlier that Ethier didn't understand when Kemp tried to steal third. So there was some confusion out on the base paths. But when things are going your way, you wind up with a 5-run inning. Errors charged to Greg Dobbs and also to Giancarlo Stanton. So the Dodgers now have a cakewalk 11-4. $11 runs, 13 hits for the Dodgers, 4 runs, 8 hits for the Marlins. Off the plate. Every time you look up, Webb throws a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but it certainly hasn't helped him. And remember, there's still only 1 out. So Rivera bites the dust. Ramirez struck out for the only 2 outs in the inning. And the batter now, A.J. Ellis.
Well, the Mets looking to get something going here, get a walk-off win. It would give them a 3.5 game lead over the Marlins.
The battle to stay out of last place.
With 10 left to play.
Well, Duda, a single, a walk, and a deep fly ball to center field today, and you certainly wouldn't expect him to be bunted. Third baseman Velasquez, though, at the edge of the grass just in case. Duda has a hit in his only career at bat against Ryan Webb. Duda takes a high strike, 0-1. Andres Torres waits on deck. Kelly Shoppach behind him. That's trying to figure out a way to win it in the bottom of the 9th. And Duda takes the off-speed pitch away, a ball and a strike. The Mets had lost 9 straight home games coming into this series. Now trying to sweep a series from Miami and trying to beat the Marlins for the 7th straight time. Got to keep an eye on Hairston. He can steal a base. He's got 8 this year. And Duda takes a slider for a strike, and it's 1-2. Webb's thrown up in the kitchen sink. Fastball, changeup, slider. Now ahead in the count, 1-2. And Brantley keeps asking for the slider, and Webb keeps shaking him off, and so they'll talk it over. Philadelphia, they've gone to the bottom of the 9th. Craig Kimbrell on to try and save it with the Braves leading the Phillies 2-1. Trying to bury the Phillies once and for all. Hairston at first and nobody out. 1-2 now to Duda. And he foul tips it, held by Brantley, strike 3. So Webb wins that battle, takes care of Duda for the first out.
Slider down out of the strike zone.
Hey, Preston, tell me about the shot put competition here.
I had to leave one for him, man. I couldn't, let him leave without winning one event.
He had to let you win one, he said.
No, I took it to him.
And what about, and was the running, Brennan, was it close because you did a sprint?
I actually thought it was a tie, but,
really?
he must have paid somebody to make it so he won that because I really thought.
You thought you had him or a tie?
I thought it was a tie.
Wow, how about that, Preston?
Pull out the tape, Brandon. I'll go get the tape.
He's going to get the tape. Maybe we'll do that on a pregame show, and we'll analyze it. What about you? The 4th year, the season just ended. Billy's Bunch, how much fun?
It was a great year, you know, just challenging different players. It was really fun. I enjoyed it.
Good to see you guys. Great show. Look forward to another season coming up next year on Billy's Bunch, guys.
All right, thank you, Craig. So, Preston, you handled the running and the shot putting, and of course it was Jeff Conine, as you see Ryan Webb out on the mound. Jeff Conine, who went down hard.
Went the ice
cream eating contest.
Yes, with Stevie.
Okay, how does that?
Cardinals are 4 out in the wild card race.
Francisco at second for Michael Bourne with 2 out. That one gets away from Buck. Pass ball. Line drive foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Nice job of relief by Webb, who gives up a leadoff double, but nothing else. This game moves to the 8th.
And in watching Webb's body language, you know he feels he should have caught the ball. So the Dodgers get a break. First and second with 2 out. Nick Punto will be coming up. Victorino is now 2 for 4. So the tying runs are aboard. Punto today walked twice, stole a base, scored a run, and then singled. Left-hander Mike Dunn is down in the bullpen. So Burley and Webb harangue and league so far. That's right. Punto, as a Dodger, has reached base all 4 consecutive at-bats. A walk yesterday, 2 walks and a single today. He's also scored 2 runs while on the base 4 times. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan Webb, 26 years old, been a pro since 2004. And ball 2, 2-1. Nick Punto from San Diego now lives in Mission Viejo. So that's great. He can drive back and forth home to ballpark. And a strike. 2-2. And looking at Webb in this big spot for him, taking the important numbers. Webb is 4-2. He has walked 13 and struck out 34. He has allowed more hits than innings pitched. 2-2. And down goes Punto for the first time as a Dodger. So no runs, 2 hits. Dodgers 1 for 10 now with runners in scoring position.
As a pinch hitter, Bernardino on the year, 1 RBI, 8 for 27. Great speed in the batter's box at second, at third. That's outside. Throw to third, and it had to be dug out on a hop by Donnie Murphy. Perez down the line, and they were checking him.
Yeah, very risky play right there. Got a fastball away with a lefty up. Buck trying to pick off Perez. Nice save by Donnie Murphy. That would have been 2 runs.
Now the count to Bernardino, 2-0. Pretty good hack on a 2-0 count.
Well, now you're loose.
That's a high strike. And after all the non-strikes called today, this will be an interesting one to look at.
It's a good pitch.
Yeah. That's similar to the pitch on which he struck out Espinosa. Looking. And Bernardino now 2-2. And the Nats cannot make contact after they had runners at second and third and 1 out. Espinosa struck out. Bernardino struck out. 1 run into the 9th.
And no Stanton and no Lee to face. So that's the thing about the guy that pitches the 8th inning for you. Sometimes he may have to face the heart of the order, get the big boys out. And that's what Almont did last inning, getting Stanton and Lee out.
Well, they are just about ready to get underway out in San Diego. The Cardinals and the Padres. Kyle Loesch is scheduled to pitch for the Cardinals in that ball game.
Big game pitcher for them.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
They need somebody to stop the bleeding.
Pittsburgh will face Cincinnati later on. That's an important game from the Phils' perspective. Atlanta and Milwaukee, LA and Arizona, all part of what's developing in this postseason storyline. As Howard strikes out for the 2nd time today.
How close did you come to getting a watch?
I never won the watch, but I did get in the finals one year. So that was good. Usually you talk about 60. Anybody that's under 7 is considered fast. And then you have guys like, I'm sure, Billy Hamilton, the kid in the minor leagues who stole over 140 bases. He's probably 6'3", 6'4" in the 60.
There was a question 3 or 4 weeks ago on an email Tuesday about Dodger Town and if it still existed and then the names on the streets are still Dodger names. Angela Smith gave us our answer. Dodger Town still exists. The streets are still named the same. Minor League Baseball operates it as the Vero Beach Sports Village, and they've hosted the past 2 RBI Southeast Regional tournaments.
Angela Smith, always a nice part of our crack staff, too.
Yes. Webb out in front, 0-2. Hairston is 0 for 3. And he swings and misses at a breaking ball. Mets are down in the 8th. Bottom 8. Marlins down 4. Rays and Marlins will finish this series tomorrow. They've got an afternoon start on Father's Day. It's a 1:40 start. For those of you around the state of Florida, you can see it on Sun Sports. Those of you on MLB.TV, MLB.com. The other history-making event tonight, along with the longest game in baseball night in America history, is that Brian Anderson has successfully downloaded the MLB At Bat app on his iPad and can now follow every game around baseball.
It was a goal of mine before the All-Star break.
See,
and thanks to you.
And there was concern coming from Fox headquarters that we might be at odds.
Yeah.
But no, we worked together on that one.
Well, but you led the charge.
I did, and
you
it
absolutely led the charge.
It started in spring training, to be honest with
you. It did. It was sitting down with you to do a spring training game, noticing your iPad, how convenient it was.
The At Bat app and how nice it was to scroll through.
You just touch the screen, get to what you need to during the course of a ball game.
Ryan Webb, the nasty breaking ball. Good sinkers and sliders from Webb, and he strikes out Sean Rodriguez.
Absolutely, mid-90s fastball. Look at this sweeper. Sean Rodriguez does not have a bat in the rack long enough to reach that pitch. But yeah, I was very impressed with that. Ran right off and bought one.
2 more runs come in.
Pasenik is the 11th man to hit. He already has a single and a run scored. Some bullpen ERAs are taking a beating on this homestand. As you pointed out, the Marlins' pen at times has been a strength, but keeping games close has been tough. 4 runs on Randy Choate's line, and he did not get an out. He had such a nice ERA coming in. His ERA now is 2.41. And Choate's ERA coming in was 0.48.
And has taken a hit. Choate's ERA has gone up to 2.41. How about Punto? Came into the pinch hit appearance, hitting 185 and 0 for 6 as a pinch hitter. He comes in, he gets a pinch hit double, scores a run, stays in the game. Team bats around, he gets another base hit. I don't think that counts as another pinch hit, but drives in 2 runs.
He could lobby for it.
I think maybe it should, yeah.
That is strike 3. About a half an hour it took the Red Sox to do their business in the 8th. 6 runs, 10-2.